Thanks, Ari. Hey guys, this is great. So I put a couple in. Looking to do more. We're about to go through the VAC committee at the hospital because right now it's mainly surgery center. So one of the whisper down the lane things I got back from some of the colleagues I have is like, how much does this really change the outcome compared to just doing like a crimson duvet or a really good, bony decortication and getting bleeding from that side to help the enthesis. Has anyone looked at that, or how do you approach that when it's going to come up in your VAC meetings?
Yeah, I might take that one, Sean. I think that's a very good question because I was really skeptical of this, and I do crimson duvet, and I used to use multiple. Some people call it nanofracture, some people call it microfracture. I used to really pepper pot the tuberosity to ensure that we had a lot of bleeding, and that was my control cohort. So that's the control cohort of the 30 patients, which we did that on. Everyone had a crimson duvet. And I think with this, there's a definite difference. As you can see, the quality of the tendon is so much better.
Mhm.
So I think the data for me, at least at this point, is very, very supportive of the fact that this does more than what just the crimson duvet does. And as Nick was saying with Gus's paper, like DBF was just positioned as an interface between the tendon and a bone for some of the other studies. It was just laid down. I think the fact that we can deliver this within the marrow of the footprint, and then that kind of acts as a tissue paper which soaks up all the good stuff. Um, and it stays there. It doesn't just get washed off into the joint or into the subacromial space. I think the beauty of the implant here is that we're able to capture all the bioinductive and bioconductive properties and all the biological cells which are there in the enthesis, which I often feel with the crimson duvet and all the other techniques probably get washed up. Or if you have a clot which forms, then it plugs the marrow cavity because you formed a clot. And then the clot prevents further cells to reach the enthesis.
Great. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Sean, I would just add to that two things. Number one is that DBM in itself is a biologic, right? We know that not only does it contain just bone, but it contains DBMs and contains other factors that stimulate bone healing. Number one. And number two is I look at one as being a vascular access and the other one as being truly stimulating an endochondral ossification reaction. I think that's the key difference. And it's probably based on the size and the fact that you're putting in a bone substitute that allows that process to happen. And I think Ashish's point is the best one, which is if you look at his control group, there's an obvious difference despite best in class techniques that we have in 2025, absent an implant like this to access the bone marrow.
Thank you.